It is, oh boy, is it hot outside. It's a hot one, baby.
Yeah,
Alberto.
I left gummy bears in my car.
Ooh, so you've got a gummy bear.
I have one gummy bear.
It's just a block of gummy.
It's just a block. Look at it.
Wow. Jesus. Eat it. Eat it.
Gummy centipede, full sequence.
All right, hold on.
It's like a Pop-Tart. This is, if you're not...
Well, they really are all stuck together.
Oh, God.
Oh, the humanity.
Oh, man. How is that?
Good.
Sounds about right.
It looks like... It's like a giant gummy Pop-Tart.
But the generic version.
But you looked like you were struggling to take a bite out of it. Yeah.
He's not Scruff McGruff. Not everyone can take a bite that big.
It's a lot chewier than you think. It's
solid.
It's solid.
Yeah.
It's stretchy and.
Damn. Wow.
I have some regret, but it's an interesting situation to be in.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
Hey, it could be mayonnaise lemon spritzer. So.
Spritzer. Good luck pooping later, man.
It depends on whether he finishes the rest of the show right now.
Yeah, let us know how that goes.
Well, they're not like the sugar-free ones.
Is there does that have a difference on your bowel movements? Sugar-free versus regular gummies?
Well, doesn't the sugar-free have a little extra?
I genuinely don't know. I've never had sugar-free gummy bears before.
You never read the comments on the... It's infamous, man.
No.
Oh, man.
I really haven't. This is all new to me.
Oh, we should do that. You should experience it.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll get it set up for you to read some of the reviews.
Okay.
Because this is right up your alley, man.
All right. I like that.
You mentioned it without actually knowing it, which is kind of weird.
Wow, this is I like it. Okay, we'll do that. So, a customer review on Amazon for Haribo gummy candy, sugar-free gummy candies. Oh god damn, is this gonna be a long one? Okay. You guys want me to read this one out loud?
Yes.
Okay. All right, here we go. It was my last class of the semester, and the final exam was worth 30% of our grade. After a late night study session, I felt confident, but I had to decide between sleeping in or cooking breakfast. My eyelids chose sleep. My stomach later regretted this decision, and after several uncomfortable stomach growls, I finally decided to make a quick stop by the campus bookstore and grab a snack before my test. Since the semester was ending and everyone was going home for the summer, a lot of items were on sale, including the snacks and candy that they kept up front. Being in the hungry state that I was in, it felt only logical to pick the largest yet least expensive candy in order to get more bang for my buck. And there I sat, 2 bags of Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. Buy one, get one free. What a deal! I thought naively. As I would eat 1 bag before my test and 1 bag afterwards. As I walked to class, I gleefully chewed on those abominable little bastards, unaware of the utter mayhem that they would soon unleash on my poor, poor anus. I sat down at my desk as the professor informed us that due to issues with cheating in the past, restroom breaks would be prohibited until the completion of the exam. Quote, I'll give you 10 minutes to use the restroom now. This will be your last chance. Any takers? The demon bears hadn't released their unholy necromancy upon my stomach yet, so in my moment of ignorant foolishness, I remained seated, still munching on those miniature bear-shaped bombs. After the students wise enough to take the professor's offer in return, the professor handed out the test. I was 6 questions in when it happened. It started subtly at first, almost like a slight tingly sensation in my lower abdomen. I thought nothing of it, assuming my intestines were just doing their thing. Little did I know that my intestines were trying desperately to warn me of the horror that was on the horizon. By question 9, it happened again, but this time it was followed by a sharp pain, as if those infernal hellions had orchestrated an attack upon my colon. I fought to contain the groan that tried escaping from my lips. It was at this point that I began to panic. Something was going horribly... Now, it says long. I'm assuming I meant wrong. Something was going horribly wrong, and I needed to get through this test before it got any worse. By question 14, my worst fear was upon me. The Satan bears this burning, hot, liquidy, dark magic crashed against my anal sphincter like a tidal wave. I was able to close the hatch just in time, but those relentless toxic bears beat against it like the orcs breaking down the doors of Helm's Deep. I knew I wouldn't be able to so much as shift in my seat without risking a breach. I kept fighting through my exam, clenching my cheeks with all my might. Beads of sweat began rolling down my neck. Suddenly, a loud, gurgling war cry came from my belly, and the entire class lifted their heads. At this point, nothing mattered except expelling this ungodly presence from my bowels. With 15 questions left, I promptly wrote C for every answer and ran out of the classroom. My professor yelled something, but I was too preoccupied with volcanic eruption that needed to take place before I could find sweet, sweet relief. I burst in to the restroom like the Kool-Aid Man, and behold, the handicapped stall was empty. Sun rays from the adjacent window shone upon it as if it were a gift from God himself. It took me less than 0.5 seconds to undo my belt buckle, pull down my pants, and finally relax my weary buttocks upon the toilet seat. It took absolutely no effort to expel this demon. Almost immediately, the floodgates of hell were opened, and the damned, liquefied souls of an entire bag's worth of gummy bears cried as they burned through my sphincter and into the watery abyss below. I never felt such simultaneous relief and anguish in my life. After 30 more minutes of this, I immediately went home, dug a hole in my backyard, and burned the remaining bag of gummy bears. I leave with this: do not, I repeat, do not eat these spawns of Satan. Not only did they cause me to fail my final test, but the anguish I experienced is something I wouldn't wish upon anyone, not even my worst enemy. The only place where these god-forsaken hellbears belong are buried deep below the Earth's surface. Wow.
That's just one review.
Was that review helpful?
Yeah. I mean,
13,000 people found this helpful.
So I guess now I was expecting it like this would cause like the worst case of constipation possible. It sounds like it's more like a laxative.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So, you know, when it comes time for me to start getting my own anal cavity checked for, you know, polyps and potential cancer, it sounds like I could either go with the Miralax or the sugar-free gummy bears.
There's a whole thing on it too. Like, that's not the only one.
Well, I bought these fully well knowing the consequences of my actions. However, the unforeseen events that followed included, but are not limited to, quote, my prize hunting dog unable to track due to the horrific stench of my bowels, my wife looking at me with cotton dipped in Vicks vapor rub shoved in each nostril, the bathroom toilet holding up a picket sign saying it wants an increase in wages if it's going to keep putting up with my digestive system, a signed petition from my neighborhood asking to please to put a stop to the suburban whale calling at all hours of the night. Best of luck.
I'm looking
5
at
stars.
Oh, wow. 5 stars. Okay. See,
if you're looking to release things, you know,
yeah. See,
it's 5 in the morning and I'm writing this review. Tell my mother I love her. Eat cautiously. Tasty, most non-problematic snack for a diabetic. Don't make plans. Works as advertised.
Works as advertised.
Perfect treat for coworkers who can't be nice.
See, when people leave like the facetious 5-star reviews,
as we speak, making butt porridge.
Oh man, yeah. The facetious 5-star reviews is what's going to throw me off.
A lot of these are 4-star reviews because apparently their butts literally did not explode, so they couldn't give it 5 stars.
It did not perform to expectations.
Yeah.
Okay. I do like the questions and answers too. Have aliens tested the bears given the warning on the packet about the gastrointestinal consequences of eating a product not from Earth? The answer: I assume aliens are smart enough to trust that warning label, but as I said, that's my only assumption. Will eating the entire bag in one sitting give you an exorcism? Pay Money Wubby only ate about 40 on his live stream, and within 2 hours he was having his very own exorcism. That part was not live, thank God. If you had a whole bag, I think you might implode.
Local reference: where will you be when diarrhea strikes? Stuck in 5 o'clock traffic on Route 128 just outside of Boston.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Yeah, there's nowhere to stop there. Good luck to you. You know, there's a part of the review that I read that I'm a little disappointed because this is what I was expecting to have happen. So the reviewer mentions that they ran into the bathroom and the handicap stall was open. Now, this happens at pretty much any public restroom that I happen upon, where if you look inside the handicap stall, the toilet is not only been flushed, but someone wrapped the seat in toilet paper and then left it there. And then there's usually just the largest wad of toilet paper also shoved in the bowl, with most of it sticking out along with the human waste that remain. So I was anticipating that would have happened. This guy needing to run in and just explode, only to find that the toilet is literally unusable.
I think it might have been the first test of the day. People hadn't had a chance to use it yet.
What would you do in that situation? There you go. If you're in this dude's shoes and you find that the toilet is more or less out of order, do you say, fuck it?
If there's anything else open, absolutely take it. Otherwise,
Hover.
I mean, if I can, and if not, then burn all of my clothes afterwards and take a high power shower.
Yep. And bleach.
Yeah, I'm surprised that. So the reviewer also mentioned too that the professor would fail people if they left for a restroom break. Man, he should have just stood up and should have just evacuated his bowels.
I was going to say shit in the actual trash bin, right?
Right. Just do it right there in front of everybody. Just like, dude, I need to go. I cannot hold this anymore. Like, if you want to fail me, go right ahead. But look, nature calls.
There's another review that I sent. You don't have to read the whole thing, but I think it is a little better.
Is this the one that says I had to install a 5-point safety harness in my toilet seat?
No, that one's good.
I should find that one though.
I will read this one, and we'll leave it at that. Okay. From a woman named Christine. This review left on October 3rd, 2012.
Christine in Sioux Falls, Idaho.
It's titled "Just Don't," unless it's a gift for someone you hate. Okay, here we go. Oh man, words cannot express what happened to me after eating these. The Gummy Bear Cleanse. If you're someone that can tolerate the sugar substitute, enjoy. If you're like the dozens of people that tried my order, run. First of all, for taste, I would rate these a 5. So good. Soft, true to taste flavors, like the sugar variety. I was a happy camper. But, or should I say but, with 2 T's. Not long after eating about 20 of these, all hell broke loose. I had a gastrointestinal experience like nothing I've ever imagined. Cramps, sweating, bloating beyond my worst nightmare. I've had food poisoning for some bad shellfish, and that was almost like a skip in the park compared to what was going on inside me. Then came the, flatulence.
Yeah.
Heavens to Murgatroyd, the sounds like trumpets calling the demons back to hell. The stench like 1,000 rotten corpses vomited. I couldn't stand to stay in one room for fear of succumbing to my own odors. But wait, there's more. What came out of me felt like someone tried to funnel Niagara Falls through a coffee straw. I swear my sphincters were screaming. It felt like my delicate starfish was a gaping maw projectile vomiting a torrential flood of toxic waste. 100% liquid, flammable liquid, napalm. It was actually a bit humorous for a nanosecond, as it was just beyond anything I could imagine possible. I just want to say real quick.
Yeah.
I'm kind of turned on.
Oh, yeah?
It's a woman wrote this, so just now in my mind, I'm just picturing, I'm picturing things that I probably shouldn't be picturing because I'm not into that stuff.
But apparently you are.
Apparently.
That's what gummy bears do. This is what they do to you, man. The review continues in all caps. It went on for hours. I felt violated when it was over, which I think might have been sometime in the early morning of the next day. There was stuff coming out of me that I ate at my wedding in 2005. I had 5 pounds of these innocent-looking, delicious-tasting hell bears, so I told a friend about what happened to me, thinking it had to be some type of sensitivity I had to the sugar substitute. And in spite of my warnings and graphic descriptions, she decided to take her chances and take them off my hands. Silly woman. All of the same for her, and a phone call from her while on the toilet, because he kind of ended up living in the bathroom for a spell, telling me she really wished she'd have listened. I think she was crying. My sister was skeptical and suspected we were exaggerating. She took them to work since there was still 99% of a 5-pound bag left. She works for a construction company where there are builders, roofers, house painters, landscapers. Lots of people who generally have limited access to toilets on a given day. I can't imagine where all those poor men and women poop that day. I keep envisioning men on roofs crossing their legs and trying to decide if they can make it down the ladder or if they should just jump. If you are these, best of luck to you. And please don't post a review during the aftershocks.
What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Sounds like a challenge that we need to have on this podcast.
Sounds like I need to order a 5-pound bag just in case my kids get constipated. And I'm like, here, just eat these. Like, oh, thanks, great. And there's like, you're going to get parked in the toilet, putting you in a 5-point harness, and you're going to stay there for the next hour and a half.
Nose goes.
Yeah, we talked about in the warm-up segment about how in the radio business you can't have fun anymore ever since the hold your wee for a wee fiasco of 2007. But this podcast is not corporately owned, so we can really do whatever we want. So you know what? I'm thinking
Jack's going to purchase them.
Thinking we should do it, man.
Podcast in the bathroom for you?
Think so.
Bathroom, yeah.
Bring back the old bathroom mic.
Porcelain cast.
Get a get what, like a 30-foot XLR cable, run it into the bathroom. Oh yeah.
There you go. Make sure you set the levels properly. Otherwise, oof, no getting up from that one.
We used to do a segment on the Ack and Jack show called Deuce Day. I should have Ack here.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yeah. Nate remembers. Nate was present for those.
I do. I forgot all about those.
Because what would happen is someone, whenever we were recording an episode, someone had to use the bathroom. So we ended up making it into a segment, and we'd have them call in from the bathroom to our Skype line and just continue doing the show from there. I have the intro for it right here from June 16th, 2008.
I'm having bad dreams, and I poop a lot.
That is one big pile of shit.
You sick little monkey!
Tuesday on the Ack and Jack Show.
Classic.
Wow.
Man.
Audio, huh?
Man, my skills in 2008. God damn. Sounds better than the shit I make these days.
Pun intended?
Pun intended, yeah. So there you go. I guess don't buy the sugar-free Haribo gummies, or do if you like to want to punish yourself, enjoy punishing yourself, or again, if you have someone that you just don't like.
Anal masochism.